Well, Evan, how the turntables have turned. Joey Bosa has signed, and it is not with the San Francisco 49ers. He's going to the Buffalo Bills on a 1-year, $12.6 million deal. This offseason it's a festival, man. It just is a festival.
And it's not a festival. It's festering.
It's all the people that said, oh, don't worry, Jed York's going to spend. He's just going to spend smart. No, I think we know now. He's not going to spend, okay? He's not going.
Yeah, I think that's what cost them Joey Bosa. Let's be honest here. I think what happened here was Joey Bosa's towards the end of his career. I know he's just now hitting 30, but with the injuries he's had, he's not going to last that much longer. He's saying, I need to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And it's not going to be with the 49ers. I think it's clear that he said, the 49ers are not serious right now. I wanted to play with my brother, but I don't have another year to waste on not contending.
I think that's exactly what it says. I think he looked at it and he was like, do I want to play with the 49ers who have gotten rid of everybody and just gutted themselves, especially the defense that I'm going to be on? Or do I want to play with Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the sport? Let me think about it. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll go to Buffalo. Think about that. I mean, that is the biggest indictment yet of this 49ers offseason.
Yeah, this is hitting what I call the early retirement offseason levels. That was the Patrick Willis, Chris Borland, like everybody just retired. You're like, what the heck just happened? I thought we were contending next year.
Smith too.
Yeah. It's hitting that level of, they don't want to contend. They had the opportunity to contend. This team absolutely could have contended. They had the cap space, the moves to make, which would have taken salary and moved it to another signing bonus. So it would have taken cash. They could have had almost $90 million in cap space if they wanted to, with the moves they could have made. Instead, they're using their cap space on dead cap space by cutting people that they owe money and not signing anybody.
At
this point, I'm not. At this point, I'm just thinking about the year that we all know after, what was it, after 2002, when they became the first team in NFL history to lose their leading passer, leading rusher, and leading receiver all in the same offseason. At this point, we might be entering another one of those where Ayuk does get traded and Christian McCaffrey does get traded, and they truly say, no, we're not hitting rebuild, we're hitting reset.
Vita for Life says, hurry, go sign another special team specialist to counter this loss. Great comment. I said when that Mike Silver article came out that this is it, that it was dead, that they weren't going to spend. And I said they might even blow the whole thing up. And I still agree. I still think, we just talked about it, I think Christian McCaffrey might get moved. If they get anything for Brandon Ayuk, I think Brandon Ayuk will get moved. And I wouldn't be stunned at all, if Brock Purdy gets moved or doesn't get a contract done and they force him to try and play on the last.
I don't think there's any chance of Brock Purdy getting moved, but
I do.
I don't. But we were right in one sense with Joey Bosa. He is replacing Leonard Floyd, because Leonard Floyd was with the Bills not last year, but the year before. And Von Miller did not come back and fill that void. So now Joey Bosa is going to fill that.
You don't think there's a chance Brock Purdy gets moved? If they say, Brock, we're not giving you the contract, and he says, great, I'm not playing.
No, I don't think there's any chance that he gets traded.
You don't think Brock would say that?
I think Brock might say that. I don't think, put it this way, I think if the 49ers were to actually look into trading Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan would walk before that happens. Brock Purdy, I do think, is Kyle Shanahan's guy. And Kyle Shanahan is probably only putting up with this offseason. I'm kind of surprised. Like, if this was the offseason that York was going to force, I'm kind of surprised Shanahan didn't say, I'm retiring. Do the I retire and then come back in a year thing. But I do think Brock is the one thing that Shanahan has for why to stick around. Because if he thinks he's truly the guy, then you can rebuild quick because that's what it takes to rebuild. You have to have a quarterback.
I think if he was their guy, why haven't they signed him yet? Like Tim Kawakami just said,
because he's not controlling the pocketbook.
Nothing.
He
said nothing is imminent with Brock Purdy. Why not? They've been eligible to re-sign him since the second the regular season ended.
Yeah, but Kyle Shanahan is not controlling that pocketbook.
No, I know. But which is why, again, I think there's a chance he could be moved. I think this Joey Bosa thing I think there's going to be repercussions from that. The fact that he chose not to go with the 49ers, I think they may say
that's the catalyst for the media changing tunes, I think.
Shut it down. It's just, man, when all I was hoping for was a washed up defensive end that was going to be a rotational player, and we still can't get that because they don't want to spend, what was it, $12 million, 12.6.
I said I'm going to get very vocal with Jed York if he truly is penny pinching. This is like, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt currently. I think it's very likely that's what he's doing. But the Yorks wanting to penny pinch over spending cash when they just spent $56 freaking million in cash to buy the Rangers FC of the Scottish. You can't penny pinch with the main team when you just spent $56 million in cash to buy another team. That's so if that ends up being what it is, you're going to see me, going. Jed York probably won't allow me in the building next year when they host the Super Bowl.
Andre Garibay, YouTube channel member, says Josh Allen signed with 3 years on his deal. It's actually 4 years, Andre, but Brock Purdy is still waiting. Max Crosby's deal with the Raiders got done in hours, 11 hours. Yet Brock Purdy's been eligible to sign a new deal since the regular season ended, and they're not close, and nothing is imminent, and it's March, and we've already started free agency.
Yeah, because the Niners haven't offered anything of real chance.
That's the point.
I would bet the 49ers have not offered more than $40 million. I bet they have like an offer out there with $35 million a year.
Well, Diana Rossini said that the report of them offering $45 million was false, that it did not happen. Doesn't mean they offered him more than that. Doesn't mean they made an offer at all. But
I think Brock would sign for 50, to be honest with you.
I can't even believe they couldn't even get Joey freaking Bosa when his brother's on the team. I think it's an indictment of the 49ers were the spot that players wanted to go to, right? They were the spot. They're like, oh, damn, the 49ers are going and grabbing people. Like, we got to be a part of that. Let's go. And now it's the complete opposite. The rats are fleeing the ship, man. Nobody wants to be a part of the 49ers.
That's what I was going to get at is, at what point does a player get vocal? At what point does Kittle speak up? At what point does Bosa speak up? Saying, hey, we're here to win a Super Bowl. We need the ownership to have our back. That's what if I'm Nick Bosa right now, because I think Nick Bosa they cannot move him. His contract would decimate the 49ers for multiple years if they try to move him right now. If I'm Nick Bosa, I come out and say, I'm here to win a Super Bowl. It doesn't look like our ownership is. And that would be my response, because he's going to get asked about Joey Bosa.
Bosa gets $12 million guaranteed with an upside up to 15.6, according to Rap Sheet. If you're George Kittle, Levin, and right now you're not under contract, right? You got one more year, and then your contract is up. Why would you re-sign with the 49ers? Why? Why would you do another deal to stick around at this point?
No, you know what? I'm George Kittle right now. You know what I'm looking at, to be all honest with you? I'm going, I'm going to wait this out. And if this keeps going the way it's going, I'll be Travis Kelce's replacement in Kansas City.
I think everything is now on the table for the 49ers. Brock, Kittle, McCaffrey, Ayuk, pick somebody. I do not put anybody off limits in terms of trading for the 49ers or getting rid of. I think that I said it when that damn article came out, that they could blow the whole thing up. And I think that we just took another step closer to that. I know Rob's overreacting. You're being dramatic, blah, blah, blah. Let's just see what happens from this point out. Up to and including, by the way, Kyle Shanahan. This could easily be Kyle Shanahan's last year as a head coach. He's under contract. They may trade him too.
Yeah, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, if it is true, which I think it's, every hour makes it more likely, that Jed York is just refusing to spend the salary cap space that the team worked hard to create to make this a contending team, I'm going in there and saying, no, trade me or release me after this year. I'm done.
George Kittle has seen guys that he has played his whole career with, guys that he has loved. Kyle Juszczyk, go check George's Instagram and Twitter. He tweeted it out on Twitter, actually. He was heartbroken over the juice walking out the door. Now, I think that was the right move. But what I'm saying is for George Kittle personally, when he has seen all these guys leave, why would he want to stick around? I totally get if George Kittle said right now, I want to trade. Or Fred Warner. Same thing. His dog, Dre Greenlaw, he's spoken glowingly about Dre Greenlaw. He said, whatever you think of me, think of Dre Greenlaw. Well, Greenlaw's gone now. I think everybody is on the table. Buckle up for the rest of this offseason. It could be wild.
There's one that you haven't mentioned.
All
Trent
right.
Williams could retire. Could say, I'm not here to rebuild.
Yeah.
This was my last year to try to win one. You're not going to try to win, then I'm retiring. I'm not going to continue to put myself through this.
Yep. I
could see him announcing retirement or saying I'm retiring unless they trade me somewhere that I can contend for a Super Bowl.
I would, if I were him. Why would I want to do this? Why would I want to stick around?
Of all the people, he is the one that should be saying I'm out.
What is a 6-win, 7-win season going to do for me if I'm Trent Williams? Great. I make another Pro Bowl. So what? I know he wants to have the most ever. Maybe that's enough for him, but damn, man, that's a lot of crap to go through, especially when, they're so close to all these years of success. They're not that far removed from being really, really good. So it's like, what it's like when it's good. And to be on the opposite side of that, oh, man, I did not need that news tonight. Joey Bosa agreeing with
13 months ago, we were in Vegas covering a 49ers Super Bowl.
Yep.
13 months.
11 starters from that Super Bowl team are gone. 11 starters. That's an entire side of the ball. Not from the 2019 Super Bowl, from the Super Bowl that was played in 2024. 11 starters from that game are no longer on the 49ers. When they say life comes at you fast in this league, man, holy hell, are they right?
Yeah, it's going to be, looks like a rough one. We haven't really experienced this. We started doing a podcast together in 2019. Every year we have done a podcast, we've gone into the season thinking championship is a possibility.
Well, yeah, as hosts, we haven't experienced this, but as fans,
I'm saying we together have not experienced this. Can you, Matt? Here's the other part of this that I think that's going to be the thing that gnaws at me, that sticks to my sides. The Niners are hosting the Super Bowl. Jed York, you're hosting a freaking Super Bowl and you're punting on that season?
Doesn't care. Why would he care? The Super Bowl makes him money. Hand over fist. He doesn't care if the 49ers are in. He doesn't care. He acts like he cares, but he really doesn't care.
No, they only care about this. And they've always cared about the bottom line.
Yep.
But it's just, you're doing a teardown the year you're hosting the Super Bowl when you had the cap space to contend to try to win the Super Bowl in your own building. Yikes.
Yikes is the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. I'm getting texts from people. Half the people are furious that they can't get Joey Bosa. Half the people are laughing that the 49ers couldn't get Joey Bosa. And again, it's not because Bosa was going to fix every problem the 49ers had on defense. He's a rotational pass rusher. But it's just a signal, again, of how the rest of the league views the 49ers. And even with his brother playing, a chance for him to play with his brother, who we know he's super close to. They train together in the offseason. It's his friggin' brother. He still said, I don't want to be a part of that. It's better for me if I'm on a different team. And that is new territory for this 49ers regime, quite frankly. And it's crappy territory to be in.